You can tell as soon as you walk through those doors that something is different about this place. These hallways hold history. They hold 1,000 stories of lessons learned and prayers whispered.
If these walls could talk, what would they say? They would tell you that a century is more than just a passage of time. It's the heartbeat of a community that refused to stand still.
Over 100 years ago, Edward McLaughlin had a vision. From his deathbed, his final wish was for his parish to finally have a school of its own.
He left behind his own home so the presentation sisters, the women who would first start the school, will have a place to live.
From those very first days in 1925, the mission was set to educate the whole child and to serve the San Jose community with love.
A foundation was laid right here in the heart of the city, not just with bricks and mortar, but with a radical spirit of service.
We look back at these roots that hold us up, and the leaders who make St. Patrick's School a home for generations.
The strength of St. Patrick's School has never just been its architecture, but in the generations of people who called these classrooms home. For our alumni, the school wasn't just a place to learn. It was the foundation of their character.
My first grade sister were the sisters of the presentation. They were like second mothers to me.
We lived here for 8 years. This was our home for 8 years and formative years.
It was just a phenomenal place to be. But again, St. Pat's laid the groundwork for me.
My name is Ron Bocciardi.
I am Jerry Balbiani. My maiden name was Mello.
My name is Greg Saldivar, and I'm the class of 1966.
I'm from the class of 1970.
I first attended St. Patrick's when I was in a kindergarten. I went from kindergarten in 1944. They taught me a lot. They taught me honesty and integrity, and they were just very, very loving people. And we got a very good education. We had a lot of homework. I remember that. We took home a lot of homework, and a few of my relatives who went to public school didn't have half the homework that we did. I mean, they came home from school and had hardly any homework, but the nuns really made us study hard. They really gave us a lot of homework to do. And they helped us out a lot too. If we were lagging in some subject of some kind, we were able to stay after school, and the nuns would stay with us and they would help us. They wouldn't go back to the convent as soon as it was time to close the school. They would stay after hours and help us. And so it was really a family affair here. It was all family.
I have such great memories of the school. It was my foundation for my religious beliefs, my faith. My faith has gotten me through a lot, especially the last few years with during COVID, when my husband was not expected to make it, and he did. And he's well and up and about, and without my faith, without the base of my faith that happened because of this school, I don't know if I would have survived that. It was really hard.
Kind of a rude awakening for me when I got here, because I was used to going to school half a day. And now all of a sudden it was a full day, and I didn't want to stay past noontime, and I started crying and calling for my mother, because my teacher, Sister Mary Raymond, said, "No, you got to stay here all day." That's my first memory of here. Did my first communion here in the 2nd grade, confirmation in the 7th, and all that was done over at the old church, not the old new church, but the old church on the corner, the very Gothic looking church, and that's where my mom and dad got married in 1947. Point is that St. Patrick's laid the groundwork for my commitment to social justice and fairness and equality, and what I was taught later on at the Jesuit schools, the Ignatian philosophy of doing for others. And I have continued that philosophy by my actions throughout my whole life. And that's what St. Patrick's did for me. They laid that foundation, that groundwork. And I so love this place.
Leading a community with this much history requires a special kind of stewardship. Our former principals and teachers didn't just manage a school, they carried a flame that has been burning since 1925.
What really made it special was the students and the way that they both were involved in school, the things that they did together. That was my favorite part, was working with the students, but of course the teachers as well. So being that involved with the school, those are my favorite experiences.
As I became principal, it was wonderful to be with Sister Mary Haupt. She was our vice principal, and we made a great team in order to help students become very engaged in their learning, as well as begin to have dreams about the future. And we went through several stages, I guess, of development. We adopted technology at the same time because a wonderful initiative, the Drexel Initiative, came by. So the whole school was renovated. They put air conditioning. They did. They put new windows, which is a big deal in a historical building, and just to prepare to rebuild the new church, what is now Our Lady of Lavang. And it took so many years, but it was wonderful to see how, in engaging in all those changes that were made to the building, a lot of good things happened with regards to the teaching that was going on. Teachers were also prepared so that they could use technology and really help the students advance in their learning.
I knew what their vision was, and the vision was to offer a Catholic education to those people who normally could not afford one. And that is what kept me here. And actually, I was invited after about 10 years to teach at a very wealthy school in the Valley. More money, free lunch, just a lot of perks. And I said, I can't do it. I just cannot do it. Why? You've done your dues, you've put in your time. And I said, well, it's not like I'm doing time. This is what I want to do. It's a service to my community, and I want to offer these students a really good opportunity.
Perhaps the greatest testament to our mission is when the student becomes a teacher. For some, the pull of this community was so strong that they returned to lead the next generation, the very same halls where they once played.
My name is Monica Angeles. I'm the current 4th grade teacher at St. Patrick's School. I've held other roles like an instructional aide, after school care program. I was a PE teacher, but I was also a student here, and I graduated in 2004. The biggest memories I can take away are the relationships that I created with my teachers. They treated the students not just like a student-teacher relationship, but someone that's an actual caregiver and cared about our well-being as well. Specifically, I remember my 4th grade teacher, because I'm a 4th grade teacher now, Miss Valoria. She taught us a lot of life lessons that have still stuck with me today. She taught us like how to write a check, which people don't write checks anymore, but she taught us how to write a check and like balance a bank account with a little store, a classroom store. And that's something I've implemented into my own classroom as well. Not writing checks, but keep a balance. They have a virtual balance now. She also incorporated a classroom library that had not blankets, but rugs and pillows. So I also incorporated that too, because I wanted students to feel like this was not just their classroom, but also somewhere they can feel comfortable and engage with the classroom in different ways, not just from their seats. I think it's the sense of seeing myself in the students. So knowing that we come from similar backgrounds, I want to provide that same experience for them, the same safe place that I experienced when I was here. The sense of like family and community is the heart of this school, and I think giving back to my students that same feeling that I felt is what I want to provide for them and give to them. My students surprise me every day with how much they can absorb and learn and produce. I hope in the next 100 years that the school has a lot more recognition for what the students can provide for the Bay Area, the community, the world, because they are so driven, and their possibilities of what can be done is endless. So I hope that in the next 100 years that the school can have the resources to provide these opportunities for the students to continue to thrive and grow.
Today, our educators are tasked with a new challenge, preparing our students for a world Edward McLaughlin could never have imagined, while staying true to the heart of our founding.
My name is Miss Mate Delgado. I've been working at St. Patrick's School for 19 years, so this is my 19th year here. I see myself in the kids. I see my parents in the community we serve. And it's such a beautiful community that you feel at home. If you're willing to open up to the families, because they'll come to you and they'll share with you their worries, their troubles. But if you're gentle, you're empathetic, they're here because of that. And they're here because of our mission to serve, to help them, the child, grow in their faith and their knowledge, but then we're serving. And we're not just serving the child, we're serving the whole family. And the most special thing is the kids. The first 3 years that I started here, the kids would tell me, "You're my big sister." A lot of them, it's like what we learned at the symposium with the Daughters of Charity. You have to look at the whole student's yearbook. Each student has a yearbook. There's more to it. All those pictures, like you would see the student and you never thought anything was wrong. But then when they felt comfortable, you might not know what to tell them, but just for them to know that you're there for them, that you're willing to listen, that you're willing to pray with them. And I think that's what has kept me here, because of the kids. Because like your coworkers, they come and go. But the kids are always there. And when they see you, even as adults now, that you run into them, or they come to a celebration for the mass, or some type of celebration with the church, and you happen to be there, or you run into them, they see you with joy. And they even tell you, "Thank you for taking that time." So it's the kids.
We are the caretakers of a century-old promise. As we look toward the next 100 years, we don't just look back at where we've been. We look forward to where our students will go. Because at St. Patrick's School, history isn't just something we study. It's something we are building every single day.
We learn